So real quick, just after I had that saved, so we can just go back to that catalogs button over here, and then we can go to motor. Yep, and parts and labor.
Okay.
Um, so now you could go in and you could say parts. You could click here, and you could click this list down. Um, and what were you looking for?
The rear main seal.
Okay, so you could click into engine and get into that, or it's easier just to type like main seal. Hmm. I'm actually gonna search parts and labor both just to make it easier. So I'll search seal. Would that be called anything different?
Should be a rear main seal. I mean, it's what we're looking for. Crankshaft seal. The engine. Why does it say null? What's that supposed to
Oh,
mean?
you don't have to worry about that. That's just part of the catalog. Um, so I can see that here.
Rear.
So I can pull in that crankshaft
Excellent.
seals the OEM price. As for
We want the
labor,
rear.
let me check something real quick.
Want the rear seal.
Oh, sorry. Hmm. For some reason, I'm not seeing a labor time on it. Oh, there we go. Crankshaft oil. Is this what you're looking for? Crankshaft oil seal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That must be the front with only one hour on it. Well, now it says up there remove a plywood.
No, I'm looking to see if
Okay.
it's with it. With a final flex plate crankshaft oil seal.
Yeah. See, this is gonna leave a guy dragging his ass if he's not careful, because the guy in here rear crankshaft seal, they're giving you an hour to change it after you've got the transmission out of it. So
Mm-hmm.
now we got to go find remove transmission
Mm-hmm.
or put some other indication in to get all the labor involved in this project.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I understand. It will tell you what you need, but I could totally understand where it would be good to include that, and I'll definitely bring that up with programming. But for now, yeah, I mean, you would you for just that part going forward, you could save, and that'll add it.
Yeah.
But I'll look into seeing about
So,
matching that like transmission with it and stuff.
so now we have to go find out remove transmission to get the total.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you'd go to like
Total.
catalogs, motor, and I mean you could look it up from that same screen too, where you could look up say um, transmission and find the R and R transmission.
Automatic transmission. And so why do we have so many options on transmission that don't tell us what the differences are?
Well, like these are like the trans assembly remove and replace. But yeah, I'm seeing
Yeah.
here where, for example, it's showing a similar time. I'll definitely.
What's the difference between R and R and I?
An R and I is you're just is it like a full inspection of it, I believe.
Remove and install, remove and replace. R and R looks like it's a little bit longer than. I mean, if we're taking it out to put a rear main in, all we're doing is taking a transmission out to get it out of the road. then we stick it right back in.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm not sure on that. I'll have to check with Motor for that. I'm not sure 100% on the labor for the actual process of doing the repair, but I'll check into that with the Motor catalog and get back to you on that. But yeah, you can save it there, and that'll have it. Any other questions for right now while you have me on the computer?
No, that's just, I'm just, yeah, so there, okay. What about a, um, 2005, uh, Ford Focus changing the alternator then?
Well, so for that, you could go in and you could make a ticket, like I was saying before, like you did for this one, or you could just hit this catalogs button. Oops. You could just hit this catalogs button, Motor Tech,
Okay.
and then from there, you could go and put in, like, you said 2005 Ford Focus. Oops. Ford Focus. Oh, do you know which submodel?
Is that 5 or 4? That's, Focus. I don't know. It's about Z4, I'm sure.
Let's do 4. You go here, and if you want the label for an alternator, you could just you could type in here the search alternator, or just click in here for alternator. Oops, misclick. Sorry, I have a little bit of a delay between our screens. And you can go here for alternator, remove and replace, and you can say, hey, that would be 2.5 hours. And you could tell that to the customer if you didn't want to make a ticket, or you could make like a temporary ticket hitting that save button,
Okay.
and that'll just be like a dummy ticket for that customer.
Okay, so what if we wanted to go ahead now and put the car into it?
Well, the car is in it already. You would just have to load a customer. So you'd load add customer, and then you would add in like whomever. You'd hit new customer and add in all the information you have for that customer.
Okay. But you say we can do this with the license plate number then?
Well, the name you wouldn't be able to do with a license plate. The vehicle you can do with the license plate. The name you'd have to put in. You'd have to put in their name, their cell phone number, their email, address, whatever
Right.
you want to
Yeah.
include. That Carfax doesn't have the information of, which is good in its own way.
Yeah. Uh, the license number on that car is a GHB 202.
Yeah, we can add that in a second.
We have,
But like the vehicle information's already on there because we added that in the previous step. So now it'd be just
okay.
so now you could either give the customer that ticket with that vehicle and with that part, or you could add that customer to the ticket.
Okay.
It's like right now, like it is billed out for, hey, we swapped this. This is the labor for that.
Okay. Parts and labor is 162.
Well, I just
So
did
we could
labor
put
for
the
this. I
parts
didn't
in.
do any parts yet.
Oh, what did I say?
Yeah, that you'd want to either pull up from your supplier or pull up the OEM price from Motor, which again would just be that motor, parts, and labor. Oops.
So if I'm using I just put my own part number and description across there as we went along then.
Yeah, so if you wanted to use your own, you could just
Right.
put in like that, say alternator 1, and you could retail that at like 120.
Yeah. Okay. Down the labor, if I wanted to I could just add in my own labor. I mean, if I was going to make up whatever, I could just add a line down there and just put the same thing in then.
Yeah, so you could just put in
Instead of
like
having to,
extra hour, 1 hour, and that would factor as well.
okay. All right. Okay. All right. So now you said a save at the end of the day. Where is that option then?
So once these tickets are paid, which you can just make a payment from over here. So once these are paid, because you would need a couple paid tickets to run end of day for it, because that's what it does. It moves
Oh,
your paid tickets to history. Um, so you'd have some tickets here that would be paid out, and then you'd go to admin, and then start end of day. And what that would do would be it's the end of the day. It moves your date forward. It takes your history tickets and puts them. It takes your paid tickets and puts them into history, and gives you any range of reports you want for that day. By default, these are the reports checked, but you might want to go in and maybe have more or less reports checked. These are just the average of customers.
okay. All right. Well, I'll keep trying to figure it out.
Okay, I recorded this, so I'll send you this just in case you need any kind of like if you want to refer back to whatever. And I'm always around to call me anytime. I pretty much live by this phone, so I'll be around if you have any questions. Okay. Okay.
What? Let's go in and put the license plate in and see what happens. Because like I said, I must have done that wrong yesterday.
Yeah, the license plate decoding I actually have to look at. That's something I'll get back to this afternoon on.
Oh.
Because that's
Oh.
handled by
Okay. Okay.
Carfax, who they're not us. Sometimes they require an end of day ran before that works, but I'm oftentimes able to get them to make like an exception before the system's actually in use. Because that's
Okay.
with Carfax, they see like when cars go to shops at what miles and how many, like what when they had like their oil changes and stuff, and so that's how they kind of have the database and pay people, and in paying people meaning they allow the cars to be decoded and stuff. So usually they need an end day for
All
that, but
right.
I can get them to forego that probably.
Okay.
Okay,
All right. I'll keep trying it. Thank you.
no problem. I'll talk to you soon, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Mhm.